This could turn out to be a very important, in fact, a trajectory changing time for you as well. So please do pay attention to how these transits are moving over the next 3 to 4 weeks, starting from the second week of April into the first week of May. Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan. Once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. I'm back to my home base, and so it's good to be back and to be talking to you. Today we will be talking about a very important placement in transit of Jupiter. That is through the Gandanta Zone. Now what is the Gandanta Zone? The Gandanta Zone is the last degree of a watery sign and the first degree of the next fiery sign. So the last degree of Cancer and the first degree of Leo lies in the Gandanta Zone, and then the last degree of Scorpio and the first degree of Sagittarius also lies in the Gandanta Zone because of moving from a watery sign into a fiery sign. And so also the last degree of Pisces and the first degree of Aries also is the Gandanta Zone, because planets, when they get into the Gandanta Zone, they are moving from a watery sign into a fiery sign. Now, basis the characteristic of the planet, different results may come by to us. However, because the Gandanta Zone is just 1 degree in one sign and then 1 degree in the next sign, usually the transit of moon hardly matters, except when during the birth time if moon is in the Gandanta Zone. However, in transit, moon just breezes past the Gandanta Zone. Similarly, maybe some more time for sun, and similarly for Mercury, Venus and Mars, depending on whether any of them are retrograde, it could be between a few weeks to maybe a few more weeks. However, the most telling part is when either Jupiter, Saturn or Rahu or Ketu, the slowest moving entities, when they move to the Gandanta Zone, it becomes very important. And the reason it becomes very important is because these planets, when they are moving from a watery sign into a fiery sign, these planets will also stay in that cusp period in the Gandanta Zone for a longer period. And so when you are in a tough situation, you suffer more if you lie in that tough situation for a longer time. It's like if you're out in the sun for a few minutes, it's easier on you. You don't get affected by it much. But if you're out in the sun for a long time, maybe a few hours and maybe throughout the day, especially in the hot scorching sun during summers, then you feel drained of energy. It's very difficult for you to cope with it, and you need some energy back in your system again. Similarly, when Jupiter, Saturn and Rahu and Ketu transit through the Gandanta Zone, same effect may be coming upon you. However, the Gandanta Zone between Cancer and Leo is a different perspective or different aspect than from Scorpio to Sagittarius and then Pisces to Aries. The reason being is, what is the last pada of either Cancer or Scorpio or the Pisces sign? The last pada of Cancer or of Scorpio or the Pisces sign is the Pisces pada or the Pisces Navamsa. Planets, when they are in the last pada of either Cancer or of Scorpio or in the Pisces sign, will lie in the Pisces sign in the Navamsa. However, the first pada that they get into, whether from Cancer you're getting into Leo, or from Scorpio you're getting into Sagittarius, or from Pisces you're getting into Aries, the first pada is Aries. Now, when you're moving from the Cancer sign into Leo sign, the Gandanta Zone, so you're moving from one watery sign Cancer, last pada being Pisces, different form of watery sign, and then moving into the Aries pada but into the Leo sign. Again, two different fiery signs. Leo is very different from Aries sign. So the effects may also be mixed results when planets move through the Gandanta zone between Cancer and Leo or between Scorpio and Sagittarius. However, for planets when they move in the Gandanta zone, especially between Pisces and Aries, the last pada of the Pisces sign is the Pisces pada and the first pada of the Aries sign is the Aries pada, which means that the most telling results come to planets, especially the planets which take longer duration and to transit through the Gandanta zone. Most telling challenges or results will come to those planets which take longer time to pass through the zone. And similarly, Rahu and Ketu bring about huge telling period when they pass through the Gandanta zone. I will be coming to Rahu's transit in the opposite direction in the Gandanta zone from a fiery sign or fiery pada of Aries back into Pisces, which is going to happen roughly fag end of the year, roughly close to November, first week of November. However, what will be most important is also Saturn's transit when it transits through the Gandanta zone, but that will it's a few more years away, almost 4.5 years away for us, so we don't need to bother about it now. However, in a few weeks, Jupiter is going to enter the Gandanta zone in its own sign of Pisces, which it is transiting through, and when it enters into Aries somewhere around the third week of April, somewhere between 21st and 22nd of April, when Jupiter is going to enter Aries sign. However, from the third week of April onwards, or roughly say between 15th or 16th of April onwards till the end of April, Jupiter, or the first week of May, Jupiter will be transiting through the Gandanta zone, which means Jupiter will be in the last pada of Pisces, in the Pisces pada, and then will be entering into the first pada of Aries, which is the Aries pada. So Jupiter will be bringing about the most telling results, the most emphatic results. Why? Because this is also a return placement in sort of ways for Jupiter, because it is its own sign. My guru used to tell me that when Jupiter moves from the Gandanta zone in the last Gandanta from Pisces to Aries, Jupiter being the Jiva Karaka, Jupiter brings about a new life for you or an opportunity of a new life for us. So it's a time for us to make use that opportunity. Jiva Karaka, life giver, moving from the last pada of Pisces, the 12th house, the house of giving up, Moksha Bhava, getting into the first bhava or the first pada of the Kal Purush Kundali. It's like coming back to life, which means this transit of Jupiter through the Gandanta zone may bring new life, new opportunities for many of us. However, you may pass through some very difficult times, difficult decision making times when Jupiter will be passing through the Gandanta zone. Many of us may be confused, many of us may feel there are obstacles, there are challenges, there are roadblocks to what we want to do. Many of us may not be able to take the right decision, and that's why I'm bringing this video to you at least a few weeks before Jupiter enters into the Gandanta zone, because I always believe that you need to have some more time to be prepared when such transits happen. And that's why whenever the longer duration transits happen, I give you the transit results both from the rising ascendant sign as well as from the moon sign, which I've already done both for Saturn and for Jupiter a week back. So it's important for us that now that Jupiter in a few weeks time is going to move through the Gandanta zone, to know what will be most telling for us and what placements can bring us those telling results or opportunities as well. So those people who have Jupiter in the Lagna, in your horoscope, whatever your ascendant may be, or the third house, or the sixth house, or the 8th house, and the 10th house largely, and the 12th house, but majorly the 3rd, the 6th, the 8th and the 10th house most important, and after that the Lagna and the 12th house will be very important for whoever Jupiter, you have Jupiter in these houses. So when Jupiter moves through the Gandanta zone, those areas of life will be most impacted. However, Jupiter doesn't do too very well in the 3rd house, the 6th house, the 8th house and the 10th house. That's why you need to be more careful when Jupiter passes through the Gandanta zone if you have Jupiter in any of these houses. Secondly, if you have Jupiter in any of these signs, which is either in the Gemini sign, Virgo sign, Scorpio sign, or the Capricorn sign, then too you may find there may be more telling results or opportunities or effects for you. So it's better to be better prepared and to know what may be coming by for you. So if there are any important decisions which you have put pending, please try and take those decisions now while Jupiter is still in Pisces. Jupiter has not moved into the Gandanta zone yet. So if you have been keeping things pending, either investments or taking a decision for moving or taking a decision to marry or taking a decision maybe to join a new opportunity or start up something new, anything related to more specifically Jupiter in your horoscope, please take those decisions. Don't keep those pending. If you're keeping those decisions pending, then please keep those decisions pending for a few more months. At least 5 to 6 months. If you're not able to take the decision by say 15th or 16th of April, then put those decisions off for another 5 or 6 months. The reason is that Jupiter, once it moves away from the Gandanta zone and moves into the second pada onwards, then the degree difference between Jupiter and Rahu will be lesser than 10 degrees, and then the Guru Chandal dosha will be activated. So be a little careful when the Guru Chandal dosha is getting activated, because then you are also activating Rahu in your horoscope. That's why this particular period, especially if Jupiter is important, strong in your horoscope, Pisces sign is important and strong in your horoscope, then it is the right time for you to be able to take the decision now. At least by the 15th or 16th of April, take the decision. If not, then put off the decision by at least 5 to 6 months after Jupiter goes over Rahu and Rahu crosses over from Jupiter and the degree difference is at least 10 degrees. Then take the next decision or whatever decision you keep pending, not before that. Secondly, because the Guru Chandal dosha will be activated, so doing something out of boundary, out of your ethical boundaries, out of your community, out of your religion, not the religion that you're born into, the religion that you profess now, to do anything out of that religion, marrying somebody out of the religion, or joining some activity out of the religion, or traveling to a spiritual place which is a different spiritual place from the religion that you practice, even that, or getting into business contract with somebody who's not from your religion, maybe from some other religion or different belief system. Be careful. If you are an atheist, agnostic, then too, please don't go with somebody or join up with somebody who's not an agnostic or who's not an atheist. So keep this in mind, because the Guru Chandal dosha is getting activated for the next 4 or 5 months after Jupiter passes through the Gandanta zone because of the degree difference. So Jupiter and Rahu, their degree difference will be 10, and then even after Jupiter crosses over Rahu, on the other side also the degree difference will be roughly 10 degrees till they cross over. So keep that in mind. So roughly till at least September, if you are going to put out decisions, if you're not in a situation to take a decision by mid-April, put the decision off. If you're doing any activity from people or with people outside of your ethnicity, outside of your community, outside of your belief system, till at least September. Then another very important point, Jupiter is going to go over Sun in Aries. Very, very important placement. Beginning of the new year. April, as we know, is the beginning of not only the financial year, but that is also because Sun enters into Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, and in the company of Rahu and with Jupiter joining it. Now, how many times have we seen in history Rahu, Sun and Jupiter in Aries at the same time and under the third aspect of Saturn? Very rare event. Please go and calculate and let me know in the comment section, when was the last time when in the Kalpurush Kundli, in the Aries sign, in the first house, you had Sun, Rahu and Jupiter under the third aspect of Saturn. Go and get your calculation and you'll see how rare an event it is. So because this is going to be 3 very important planets, Sun, Rahu and Jupiter in the Kalpurush Kundli, in the Lagna under the third aspect of Saturn, there is going to be a lot of social upheaval also, a lot of societal changes may also come about. You will hear from a society perspective, mass perspective, a lot of actions happening in those 3 to 4 weeks when Jupiter will be passing through the Gandanta zone. So my suggestion to you is be a little careful of what decisions that you take. If you have kept any decisions pending, especially related to your karma, please take those decisions now while Jupiter is still in Pisces very strong before it moves into the Gandanta zone. Because especially for those people who have Jupiter in any of these signs, or if Jupiter is getting into a return placement, which you have Jupiter in Aries in any house in your horoscope, then Jupiter's return, and if you have not done your karma, you have not followed your karma, will be most telling for you. So if any decision is pending, please take those decisions now. Move in your direction of your pending karma. Take those actions which are important, which are moving towards karmic. Even if you're not completing it, if you started the journey, the karma, the zodiac will be less telling on you. So friends, keep these points in mind. At least in the next few weeks, between the second or third week of April into the first week of May, those 3 weeks will be important. Decision making is important. Doing your karma will be important. Giving off loans, if at all you have taken money and you have been sleeping on that thought and you have the money and you're returning it, please do that. I have seen many people, in spite of, they call me so many times, they message me so many times, I keep reminding them, this is what you're supposed to do. Yet many times they don't do it. And then I think maybe it's their karma which wants them to go through those issues, those problems, because of which, in spite of me telling them many times, they are not taking a decision. So now it's up to you. I have warned you enough. I have told you enough. I don't want to scare people, but I just want you to know that what is the best time for you to take a decision, what is the best time to avoid a decision. Certain decisions should surely be taken before Jupiter moves into Gandanta. Some decisions can be taken while Jupiter is in the Gandanta zone, but a lot of decisions, especially crossing boundaries, going over those boundaries, should be avoided. And be nice to people, be good to people, be open-hearted, be more liberal with your thoughts, be more forgiving. Don't allow outside influences to influence you so much that you lose your mental balance, you lose your mental capacity, because then you may end up making more wrong decisions than the right ones. So guys, just wishing you good decision making, wise decision making, more liberal, more large-hearted decision making while Jupiter passes through your Gandanta zone, and may you all come out of this period unscathed and more happy, more satisfied, and more at peace. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the links given below. Until some other time, in some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off.